Welcome to Invite Sent. Hello, welcome. I'm Bubba Gaddert, Executive Director, Varsity Esports Foundation, a D&H Esports Ambassador, and a Collegiate Esports Ambassador for CSMG, Collegiate Esports Management Group. Welcome to Invite Sent. We're a live streaming show online where we play video games and interview people. And today we've got a very, very interesting and fun show today because we are playing a game with the game creator and playing the demo that I'm just super stoked about this game. And we're going to jump into it. I'm going to bring in a very special guest. You can go ahead and unmute. Mr. Michael, how are you, sir?
Hey, Bubba. Hey, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
Man, I am great. I'm so glad to get you on the show and jump into your demo of the mechanical world of Dr. Gearbox. This is an exciting time for me.
Yeah, awesome. This is an exciting time for us. This is, we're kind of like moms and dads making this thing. This is 3 years in the making, and our demo just released on Friday on Steam. So this is kind of a big moment for us.
That's so cool. And so this was a Kickstarter project, correct?
Yeah. So, I scraped money together on my own, and then we went up to Kickstarter, and Kickstarter is a very, very interesting place. Mm-hmm. So, you kind of go into it thinking the whole world's just going to pay attention and jump on it. And then you realize, like, a couple days in, you got to do a lot of work to make it happen. But we did get there, and it was kind of a miracle story. So that was last year at this time.
What is it public knowledge? What does it take to? I mean, what is the Kickstarter amount? I don't know if that's a thing.
For us, it was $50,000 in the way that you can make it any number you want, but the way Kickstarter works is it's all or none. So if we got like 49,900, we would get nothing. So
whoa, really?
Yeah. It's really stressful. It turns out it's really, really stressful.
That's incredible. I didn't know that. I've never done a Kickstarter. I think I've donated maybe for some weird gadget before.
Right. What we found out once we attended some Kickstarter panels after that, and of course we found out that in almost every scenario, if you're a first-time kind of unknown doing a Kickstarter, 80% or more of your pledges come from your friends and family.
Okay,
so
sure.
We had no idea. We were just seeing other video games making millions of dollars on Kickstarter, and we're like, oh, all right, this is a good idea. And especially in our case, we were kind of like a remote learning tool focused on diversity and inclusion, and COVID was in full swing, and we're like, oh, we're a pretty relevant thing right now, so we should have no problem here.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't get promoted and if it doesn't end up on the first page, there's really nobody would ever find out about it.
Well, Michael, I'm glad you're here. I'm pumped to jump into this. We're going to be sharing some gameplay. If you're out there in the chat or you're watching this on recording, if you feel free to comment, we're on LinkedIn Live right now. Feel free to comment. The delay is there a little bit, so if it takes about a minute for me to respond, it's just the LinkedIn Live delay that we have. But yeah, feel free to watch what we're going to do today. We're going to jump into it. So, man, I've got the gameplay pulled up. This is the intro screen after I logged in through Steam. There's a link in this video. Comment section in the description where you can download the game yourself, the demo on Steam. If you don't have Steam, download Steam. It's steam.com or something like that. I'm sure it's what it is. And you can download this demo of the mechanical world of Dr. Gearbox. I'm excited because I met you, we met maybe last year or maybe a little before that. And we talked all about this game, and I had been familiar with some of this game style. I could compare this a little bit to a little bit of Final Fantasy kind of gameplay, a little World of Warcraft, and I may be doing this horrible justice here of comparing it to different games, but there's other games out there that my kids play that they are having to do questions or math questions or whatever it may be to shoot flame bolts or whatever it may be. So I'm super pumped, but let's jump into this and we can talk all about how it works. Let's start with just creating a character and what it means to create a character in this game. So yeah, if you'll help me walk me through any of this stuff. I know, but I'm gonna go ahead and create character.
And those games you mentioned, those were direct influences for sure. Our loot and inventory system is like very inspired by World of Warcraft. Okay. Our combat system is very inspired by the Final Fantasy series for sure.
Okay. So I've got a character. I can move all around. I'm gonna turn the audio down a little bit. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, so I've got this character, pretty just basic human, I'm guessing. And I can randomize, but I can go over here. Looks like I can mess with the body. Oh, yeah, I'm a big boy. Let's see. What? I mean, this is a pretty standard in games, right? The size and the skin tone. I think I'm pretty
I would say
white.
it's standard in the games you and I play. I would make an argument that this type of character creator is not standard for a kids game.
Yeah. Let me mess with audio here. I turned it too low. So, bump your volume up. Okay. Okay. So what I also see here is you've got, how do I say that word?
That's vitiligo.
Vitiligo. Okay. And so if people want to look more like themselves, they can add this in, or even freckles. Okay. Turn it off, turn it on. I guess I'm not that dark. Let's go with this. So we got those options. I can zoom in and out. Oh, I'm not that white. Oh, okay. Here we go. We'll save that. Very common thing. Then hair. I always like picking the mohawk myself because I'm bald. So I'll definitely go with that. And I like that I can change colors here. Yeah, I like more of the bright. So then you got like highlights, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, this is I think it's worth mentioning. This is still demo, right? So
demo.
this is you can change the length too. Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah, I'm going the longest. And then wheelchair is an option. Okay, so
that's right. Yeah.
Tell me about this. What's the purpose in having a wheelchair as an option?
Yeah, we've got a wheelchair, and there's some more stuff as you keep clicking through. I mean, ultimately, if you look at a lot of different stats, some of the stats you can just pull. If you just do a Google, I think the numbers, pretty crazy. It's like 25% of the global population is considered disabled in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then 25% of the gaming population will most likely be disabled. So we looked at it, we're an interesting team, and we've got, between us, we've got a few different disabilities across the team, and we've all got friends and family. And what we just acknowledged up front is when it comes to character creators, generally speaking, the disabled community is not really represented in the game itself. So that was something that we wanted to attack on our way in. So one of the first things we ever built was this character creator. Okay. And like you said, it has wheelchairs. It's got, we call them enhancements. So the wheelchairs, you've got different prosthetics.
Different eye colors as well. So if I have, what is that? Is that
That's
called?
heterochromia. Different color eyes is heterochromia, which is like super common.
Oh, look, and you got a lot of detail. I think about like EverQuest and other games and EVO and like there's all this normal face kind of features, but I don't know many that have two different eye colors.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that before. But with these other sliders, Star Wars Galaxies, actually Etch, our creative director, and myself, we met by playing Star Wars Galaxies like 20 years ago or however long, whenever that came out. And that game had an awesome character creator, and like I took that in my mind wherever I went for the rest of my life. If I ever make a game, I'm gonna have an awesome character creator. So that's a lot of it came from that.
And so then you have prosthetics. So if I've got an arm, I can change colors on that too. Oh, that's cool. So if I have a red prosthetic arm, that's really cool.
Right. Yeah, and there's there's little details. There's different types. So these are all real world stuff that exists right now. The idea would be, and just to, you'll hear me say a lot today, this is demo functionality. There's a lot of clipping with our prosthetics still. So you can wear them, but if you wear a shirt, a lot of times the shirt will clip, especially that big one that goes on the chest.
Okay.
So, but it's one thing at a time for us. But what we want to get to is the idea in this game, because it's the mechanical world of Dr. Gearbox. The idea is you start out with like a real world prosthetic that really exists. Okay. And throughout the game, you can upgrade it and kind of craft upgrades. It's really where we want to go with that. And like turn it into cybernetics or, that kind of stuff over time.
Okay. I didn't know if it would be offensive for me to like play this way when I do not have anything like this, but you're saying there's upgrades. That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, honestly, to us, it's more about just including this stuff. It's not mandatory. It's totally optional. It's like we look at it like, you can have a prosthetic arm the same way you can have eyeglasses or a different pair of sneakers. And it's up to the community what resonates with them and what they'd like to, wear and not wear.
Oh, that's Okay, so yeah, I'm. This is the fun part of the game is picking your character. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that discussion as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend a lot of time in here.
Sure.
You know, we're the type of people that spend a lot of time in
Sure.
character creators, and you know.
Mm-hmm. So looky here, look at that logo. Look at that. So I do like that you work with us and you work with Child's Play, and you have Magic Wheelchair. I didn't see that one. Extra Life, as well as Special Effect in England or the UK. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are. Tell me what's the purpose around working with these charities?
So the goal from the very start, and the goal will always be for us, is to really, we're using this game to raise awareness for a bunch of different things. And one of them is we really want to raise awareness for some of the incredible charities that are around the world. Mm-hmm. And when we flip this thing to a subscription model, the way we're going to do it is like most games. When you put a subscription together, it's going to ask you, what's your credit card information and that kind of stuff. And our game is also going to say, here's a list of charities that we approved. Which one of these charities will a portion of your subscription go to? And that's going to be mandatory. So really what we're getting at is we've already spoke to all the charities that you see on here, and we've already got approval to include their stuff in the game. What's really cool is when you actually get into the game, when you hover over this kind of equipment, it'll describe their website, and you can actually hotkey to their website. So if you learn about this stuff, so like when you learn about this stuff in the game, you'll be able to hotkey yourself right to their website. So, if you start to get interested, you can go see what they're all about. You can potentially donate. And it's just a way to raise awareness for them, and hopefully it's a way to raise funds for them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So demo wise, clipping. You said, but yeah, that's okay. I mean, yeah, this is awesome. So then, yeah, a lot of the different options here I definitely like. Okay, so then I have accessories. Oh yeah, I gotta rock the glasses for sure, the sunglasses, and then you have if people need
those are cochlear implants.
Thank you. I'm not very good at that word, it seems like. I do like orange. I'm very much an orange fan. Okay, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, obviously.
Yeah, when I do this, when I wear that shirt, I start like my sneakers are orange and my glasses are blue. Like I always try to match everything to how those logos look.
Yeah. So then, what's all black look like? So yeah, a lot of fun here. We could obviously do this for days. Let's see. Let's add some white there. Booyah. Okay. So here we go. Here's Mr. Bubba on the game. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so we've got this demo of the mechanical world of Mr. Gearbox. We are live on LinkedIn. If you got questions for Michael, the creator of this game, and Flamehawk Studios founder, please drop in the chat and we'll answer them. But let's go. I'm going to hit create. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go. I'm excited.
So that right there is all game assets. That's how we, would like to be presenting stuff over time, especially when we get our story mode and those types of things in there.
So we can learn about the gameplay, a normal WASD. I like it. Okay. Team select. So what's team select and building a squad? What's that all about?
Yeah, so this is, like you mentioned Final Fantasy before, this is where that's coming from. It's that kind of, we've been playing Final Fantasy games since they came to America in the 90s when we were kids. So, when we were, I think Final Fantasy 2 or 3 was the first one that I ever played on Super Nintendo, I think it was. So it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. You're putting together a party, like those games. You try to pick characters that really play off of each other. Maybe right now, the main player, you're DPS. So do you want to bring a tank with you? Do you want to bring DPS with you? Do you want to bring a healer with you? We start you out with Botley unlocked, and Botley is kind of a support character that can throw up some heals and do some damage.
Okay.
But as you gain more essence, we call it, you can unlock some of the other characters, and you can start to fill out your team. So there's, that aspect of it, which is traditional as far as role-playing games. I think the big difference here is, like you mentioned earlier, the turn-based combat has the curriculum, fused within it, and that's a big factor on your success as well. Okay. So even if your team isn't completely perfect, if you know your stuff, you're going to do well in this game.
Yeah. Okay, so then level select looks like you can choose zones and areas from where you are.
Yep. Each zone is going to have 10 levels,
Okay.
and we're going to have 4 zones for our 1.0. Right now, we've got 10 levels. We have our first zone called 𝐒𝐞 𝐒𝐞. At the end of each level, there's 10 mobs that are patrolling the area. If you can defeat them all, you get to face off against the mini boss.
Okay.
If you beat the mini boss, you get to go to the next round, and you just keep, or the next level, and you just keep doing that until ultimately you can get to the end of the level, and that's where the big boss battle will be. So we haven't implemented the first big boss yet, but that's definitely coming soon.
And so there's battle trivia. So talk me, I'm thinking about it. Talk me a little bit about battle and questions and how that works now and how you want it to work. I definitely want to dive into that a little bit, and then we'll talk more in depth.
Cool. Yeah. So long story short, with battle trivia, it is essentially multiple choice, true, false. We have ordering, which means we'll give you a bunch of things and you have to drag and drop them in the right order. And we have picture labeling. So we'll show you a picture and we'll put an icon on it. And the question essentially becomes a multiple choice question. What is that icon on? And we'll see all this play out in the game. We provide a bunch of stuff that we call standards based and teacher authored. So our teachers put together the curriculum. But I think what our claim to fame really is we provide the user, the parents and the teachers, or even the kids themselves, they could ultimately go in there and they can create their own questions.
Okay.
If you create your own questions, you can assign them to a battle trivia pack, and then you will see that pack in this game.
I love it. So
you can put your own homework in there. That's really what this is all about.
So
it's a study tool for kids.
How I explained to my kids last night, I was like, there's this really cool game, and just imagine when your teacher wants to give you some sort of homework, instead of you sitting and doing it with just pen and paper or on your little iPad, you could play a game and go answer the questions. How cool would that be? Am I accurate in that?
100%. Yeah. I mean, that was the idea, and then we proved it out with our kids very, very early in the development process. We got it up and running, and our kids were doing better in school. So we if you got gamer kids, this is going to be a way for them to do well on their schoolwork for sure.
So, this is STEM education at its best because this is a STEM accredited game, correct?
It is. We're STEM accredited by STEM.org, and so what we've also done is we've put together a team of STEM professionals, and that door is not closed. So that we're going to be bringing more people in, and the idea is to take their real world STEM lessons and incorporate them into an in-game campaign. So that stuff, to super transparency, that stuff is not built yet. But that's on the roadmap, and we're that's going to be the real exciting stuff. A new way to deliver content like that. Because the idea is, if you can do it in the game, you'll be able to do it in real life.
Okay, so I've got, what is this building here I'm at? This starting headquarters or building? What do we got here?
This is Dr. Gearbox's lab. We call this home base. So this is where you can put your party together. You can decide where you're going to go. Later on, there's going to be a room there for crafting terminals, so you'll be able to go in there and one of the ideas for these sets of armor is that none of them will be stat-based, but you'll be able to craft things and apply those modules to. So if you like the way something looks, you're not stuck with wearing something else because it's more effective during combat. You can basically wear whatever you want, and you can apply those types of, customizations to them. So that's all that kind of stuff will be done here. We plan to have player housing here, so you'll be able to decorate your own living space. So that's the type of stuff that's going to go on, kind of like a hub for the player.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Brian Kelly's in the chat, who works for STEM.org, the CTO. Hello, sir. We're playing a game you guys approved. Is guessing this is thank you to people from the crowdfunding or the Kickstarter?
Yeah, that's a certain level of the Kickstarter. I don't know if this is going to be the permanent location of this thing, but the names on there are people that they had to go a certain level on Kickstarter to get there. We call this the monolith. So a certain level had to be on here.
What a great idea. That is definitely a really great Kickstarter idea. I'm sure games have added people in on Kickstarter, but this is a really cool way to say thank you. Yeah,
our artist, Etch, is kind of our everything, honestly. It's so fun. I could be like, hey, Etch, we need a monolith, and he'll just come back with some crazy design like this. Yeah. And then I think Eric Crosby, our 3D guy, just brought it to life. And the combination of people that we have working on this thing is really impressive as well.
Okay, so I see a red line on my map up here. Maybe that's a boundary I can't go through yet?
Yeah, I don't think we have our permanent boundaries in place yet, but right now that's the temporary way to keep players, stuck in certain locations.
Okay. So, and okay. Now I can go to a zone here and go find some things to battle. Is that right?
Yeah, what you should do first is go to the next room.
Okay.
So go in there, make a right. There you go. Go over to that terminal.
Okay.
And right now you can, if you X out of this tutorial, you can select Botley. So if you select Botley, you'll have somebody with you.
Yeah. Let's do this. So I'm good.
There
Now
you
I
go.
can close this.
Yep. And the plans, so now you can head into a level. The plans are over time are to even be able to augment those characters and critters. So we want to get to a place in this game where maybe you could change his, we were joking around like an old school version of Botley with like a huge CRT monitor head and that kind of stuff.
I used to, one of my first streams on Twitch, I had my face, instead of like a face cam box, it was in an old CRT monitor. And I had like max headroom and 80s stuff anyways.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I can drag this map. I like up here. It looks nice and comforting up here in the Pacific, that's wrong, Atlantic northeast. And so this is New York. That's cool. I like the information about this.
Yeah, so that's a real place. Carlington, New York exists. When I was a kid, I lived there for a little while. So
Nice.
we actually took a landmark from where we were and put it in the game. It's a old-fashioned schoolhouse from like the 1800s.
So I see. I get through the 10 levels. There's a big boss. So I start at one. Like a lot of games would be like this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The idea is you start to unveil what that pixelated icon becomes something over time as you keep going.
Okay. Here, man. So third grade science. If you build, I guess this is about engineering, construction. Intergalactic, planetary. I want to sing like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, that is where that, and there's a lot of that in this game. There's a lot of stuff that parents are going to get, and that, because we're moms and dads, like I said.
Nice.
So there's a lot of stuff. Even some wrong answers are, one of the questions has a wrong answer, and the wrong answer is Secret Machines, because that's a band that I used to love. So any opportunity to like jam stuff in there that us parents are going to get. There's a set of armor that, like, when you're a parent, if you get when you see this thing, you're going to immediately know what movie that came from. So like, there's a lot of stuff in here that we bake in for the parents. We want parents and kids to play together.
So I get some Field of Dreams if you build it, some Beastie Boys, Intergalactic, Planetary, and some Love of the Game. The sport one, I think, is a sports one. I'm going to see if the chat will help me out on anything here for Intergalactic, Planetary. Because now, what level of questions are these in the demo? Like, is this 7th grade science?
That's a good question. So third grade science is straight up third grade science, right? Everything else, I would say, is geared towards middle school. And, this is just the start.
Okay.
We have to start somewhere. So that's where, middle school stuff. And I'll tell you this, you realize really quick what you don't remember when you play this game. So, it's a refresher for sure. There's a lot of stuff where I don't expect you to remember the stuff off the top of your head. I generally know the answers because we've been testing this thing nonstop for years.
So I'm seeing up on the map something ahead of me, and now I see it. So this is a lot like a Final Fantasy. You get close, and then it turns to a battle. Okay. So it's
this should be it for the tutorials. This keeps popping up to let you know what you're doing and where. So there may be better ways to do this right now, though. This should get you up to speed on how to do that.
Okay, so it starts out. Oh, sweet, got the Botley. Okay, so now it's going to be, I'm guessing, my turn, and I get to choose mini barrage or play some defense. Looks like those are locked, so let's do some light damage with him. Okay, so there's no question from him, but if I do my knowledge is power, I've got to answer a question. True or false? Gravity holds the planets over around the sun. Yes! Okay, so he's building up his power. Oh, I like that. All right, so good. The Soviet Union launched their first living animal to orbit, a dog named Laika. She was quadrupedal, unlike most astronauts who are human bipeds. In this excerpt, the suffix ped is referring to, I like this question. So quadruped, so 4 feet, human bipeds, 2 feet, 2 legs. Legs or feet? I'm gonna go with that. Yes. This is fun. Which underlined word does the author use to show a contrast?
Oh, you know what? When we made this, I gotta fix this question. We had no underlining back then, so I had to put a picture of the words that we were looking at.
Show contrast. Yet to today. Today. I don't know. Okay.
So this is the second strongest. We need to have a better way of explaining to you what you get right or wrong, but you did not get it right.
Okay.
The last question.
So
you casted a strong spell. If you would have gotten it right, you would have casted a critical attack.
Okay. And so then I got a defend spell. What quadrant of the coordinate plane can Faceta be located in? All right, that is the quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go with. That's just my remembering from what I don't remember. Astronauts go through an extraordinary amount of training, including countless tests and simulations to prepare for interplanetary travel. Two of the words below are antonyms, different, for extraordinary. So antonyms. So extraordinary, the opposite of extraordinary. Modest. So I have to select two, modest and meager. Okay. So it's just like one. Okay, I see. A shooting star flew across the night sky at a negative slope. Okay, which the following equations cannot be the path of a shooting star. Oh, wow. See, I should get my middle schooler playing this. Yeah, I need to use Google.
You could do the math. I could give you the answer. It's up to you. This could be a long one though if you're gonna start plotting that.
All right, what's the answer?
I think it's B.
Okay, let's go with that. All right, defense 20%. Okay, so now they're gonna attack. I'm guessing, or I've got another defend ability.
No, you can click. You can click on the target.
I click on the target. Oh, okay. Okay. Look at the coordinate plane of the Big Dipper. How many stars are located in the axes? In the axes.
So that's on the cross itself.
0. Okay. I was like, I think.
There was one there. So that's a fizzle.
Chris Turner, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky that didn't stick. So what you're gonna find though is as you get questions wrong, the game becomes hard. So we're still balancing that kind of stuff out, but if you do really well, then you even get extra loot as well. So it kind of incentivizes kids to know this stuff.
Experiment. Okay, look at the Big Dipper. Which polygon displayed in the quadrants 1 and 4? Am I right? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, so 1 and 4 are the two on the right.
All right, which coordinate of the plane of the Big Dipper? What polygon? Polygon. So it's mostly in quadrants 1 and 4. Okay.
Top right, bottom right. There you go. What shape is that? That's that thing right there.
That is a quadrilateral. I don't know. I think that's right.
You got it.
Sweet. Yes. Science. Who's your father? Climate, technology, and warfare are all factors influenced by. I want to say religion, but.
Go for the bottom. I'm gonna help you out on this one.
Thank you. Oh my gosh! Look at this. I'm flying. This reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, which have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. My 9-year-old big fan.
I like that. I've actually got it over here. I'm gonna play it on stream soon. So I won victory. Dad dab. Yes. So I got some. I did a speed bonus. Oh, I clicked on the chest. You don't know what you get
until you open the chest. There you go.
Oh, here we go. I got 35 bits. Okay, what are bits?
So we'll be able to spend bits on the store when we get a store. And then you also got a couple essence. So the more essence you get, the more characters you can unlock. You can get yourself another team member.
So I can see this in the backpack, maybe?
There's loot. So you didn't get any loot yet. On the top left, you can see there's a readout up there. There you go.
I gotcha.
So there's your bits. Yep, there's your essence.
Okay, nice. Okay. So now I can look.
So if you were to get gear, so if you get your answers right, there's a much better chance of you actually getting gear.
Okay, I like that. So reward system based on, just like any other test or exam. What am I looking at here?
So this is a portal.
Oh my gosh, where did I go? Oh, I guess I caught up with a guy accidentally.
Yeah, there was somebody in there. So this is where they're all coming from, though.
Oh, okay. All right, blank means to push forward or drive an object forward. A system is a machine that produces a push object forward. Thrust. Wait, propulsion from behind. Okay, I might have been wrong there.
It was propulsion.
Okay, I was thinking. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was saying up front. You'd be surprised what you just don't remember, right?
100%.
Believe me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who we give this to. The result's the same every time.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do a little. Let's do what we shouldn't do in school is cheat, and so we can move forward here. Because I want to look at some more options, and I definitely want to talk about. So these are questions you have built in.
Right.
Now talk through how a teacher can be logged in to this game and the students, and the teacher can put questions. And how's that work?
Yeah, so right now there's a dashboard button on the main menu, and if you were to press it, do the fourth one
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Do D. This one is A.
Which stays slow descent. Okay, I see.
This one is A.
This taste.
I
Okay.
So, oh, poor Rock Goblin, we cheated.
Get wrecked, Rock Goblin. Let's have my bot find his bot. Oh, turn it up. Okay.
So yeah, so the dashboard button will allow teachers to create their own sets of questions, and they can create their own questions and then drop them into battle trivia packs. And then on that main menu before, where it had all those different packs, you could have Mrs. Smith's third grade math or whatever it's going to be. And they could do that right now, but it's only visible to the actual person who is playing on Steam at that point. We're going to get this to a point where you can create that and then assign it. So if you're a teacher, you can assign it to your class, and then your classroom would see it. Nobody else would see it. So there's a lot of permissioning that would go on there. This is a drag and drop question.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I was wondering. So, my dear, no, that's the wrong thing. Earth is third. Mars is fourth. Is it Mercury? Mercury's first.
Yep.
Venus. Okay, I should know this because I'm doing this with my kids. All right, then we got Saturn's there, Jupiter's there, Neptune, Uranus. I think I'm right. I hope so.
The Neptune and Uranus were.
Oh, did I have them switched?
Transposed. Those were the two. I didn't know that Jupiter was after Mars, so I got caught when we first did this.
Oh, yeah?
Like, really?
Chris Turner, you have us interested. Yeah, Chris Turner. Chris Turner's an esports coach in Louisiana, and he has elementary age, middle school, high school, and college age kids that he coaches. So this game, Chris Turner, yeah, and think of you know how the movement not to have homework at home, like this really cool thing like that the Europeans do. Well, here, this is gaming your homework. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have PvP, so you'll be able to challenge your buddies or be in a queue, and then it'll be you versus your friend versus the other team. Then it really comes down to whoever knows their homework,
Okay, I knew that.
But it's a way for people to help each other study and just be around your schoolwork without it feeling like you're actually sitting down and stuck doing it. Try D here.
Okay. Oh, buddy, get it. Robot dog. Okay, no effect. I obviously didn't do it right. Okay, what do we got this?
Yeah, do that last one.
So now I unlocked the zero in. That's so cool. Gaming.
Yeah, so all the last abilities have, if you wait that long to be able to do something, you get a big payoff. So there's interesting animations and backgrounds and stuff.
Okay. So, there, I choose myself.
You can heal too. Oh, sort through heal block on the player, but if you can do that third ability, you can heal.
From him?
Yep. Yeah, it'll heal the whole party, I think, that one.
Mass recall, repair and recover?
Do mass recall was the one.
Oh,
Repair and recover.
It wouldn't clickable.
This is like a demo thing. I don't think repair and recover is working the way it should.
All right, let's get these right so I can destroy this guy.
All right, do B. It's B.
All right. He wrote the answers. Oh, jeez.
Oh man, I don't know. I think this is 4. Choice 4.
Okay.
Oh wait, you hit 2. No, you hit the 4th choice. The one that said choice 4.
All right, let's try and heal. Let's try and heal. Is this it?
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Mass recall. Okay. Oh, there we go. Heal him up. 21 healed. Okay.
Yes, the player's got heal block. The player's the one to keep up because the player, if you critical attack, you can do really well in this game.
Yeah.
So select the target. There you go.
All right, let's win this.
Pluto
Pluto is known as the dwarf planet. Yes.
That's true.
Okay. On a rocket, all mass appears to be concentrated at the center of what?
I want to say either one of the first two.
Weight or gravity? All mass appears to be concentrated at the center of what?
I don't know. It's either one.
Doesn't it tip over? What do you think it is?
I think my engineer hates this question.
Somebody Google it quick.
Try. I don't know.
Does Steam work on Chromebook? The Steam downloadable Chromebook?
I don't know.
Just wondering. If
I don't know, but listen, we're everything in this game is low poly.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice.
Okay, sweet.
I think this is adverb.
Okay, thanks. Yes. All right, he's done. So
Everything
yeah, a lot
in
of
the game
schools
is low
have.
poly, so it's we want to get it to a place where you can turn the graphic settings to low, and it should work on anything that's found in the school systems. I mean, we know we have to get there because our goal here is for this to be in the school system.
Yeah, I think I have it on high resolution right now. I have it on highest, I believe.
So you can see the speed, depending on how fast you were, that's multiplied by how many you got right, and that's the multiplier. So if you do well, you're always going to get a certain amount, but if you do well, it'll be a positive multiplier, and you'll get more stuff that way.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. So
you still haven't gotten any loot.
All right, let's get away from this portal. So where does that take me?
So right now the idea is that the portals are what's bringing all these guys in here. So we're going to have quests. The quest system isn't up yet, but we're going to have quests where you're supposed to be shutting down those portals in each level to prevent them from, showing up.
Got it.
That's the schoolhouse I was telling you about. So this is like a real world location.
I got attacked by some robots. Okay, let's see this. So
all right, let's see if we can perfect this because we want to get a perfect score.
So I have to use the bot first, I guess.
Yeah, so right now the player is a little bit slower. If he starts getting the 𝐭 armor, he will become the fastest player on the map, and that's good because he's the most powerful as well.
Okay.
Or she, whatever you make. So I would go for sir, go for the dog.
Go for the dog, sir. Okay. All right, here we go. What is the slope of the line connected to star? Okay.
This is D.
Slope. Yes. I knew that. NASA stands
for know this.
North American Space Administration.
It's the second one, I promise.
Oh yeah, National Aeronautics. Okay. That sounds more correct. Aloth. Okay, it's -4.
That's right.
But it's not -4, it's -4.
Yep, you're good.
Yes! Math! So, yeah, a lot of schools give Chromebooks to a lot of their kids. I think my kid has a Microsoft Surface. They had iPads last year. So, I'm sure it'd work on Microsoft Surface.
Yeah. So, I mean, we just know, especially at-risk schools, that's really where our heads are at. So...
Yeah.
We want to position. We don't want anybody to have a barrier to entry as far as hardware goes.
Oh, I beat that dude. Yes.
But at the same time, we want it to look really, really good if you have a really nice rig, because most kids' games don't look good, and that's a big focus for us.
3, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's correct.
3. Yes. When a rocket flies a straight vertical path, it is said to have.
It's C.
Positive stability. Okay. I'm trying to think of like the movies. Like I was watching Martian the other day, and I heard apogee, and so I knew that had to be.
Right, yeah, I know, right.
Square angles. What is the measure of angle of Mirac? From what to what? So that's 0, 90, so 85?
Yep, nice. All right.
Oh, yes. I am amazing at when I get help.
Oh, believe me, I've seen these questions thousands of times at this point. And some of them I'm still like not paying close attention to when I get them wrong.
Okay, let's barrage him. Turn it up, he says.
Yeah, let's get Chuck before. Once Chuck throws up his shield, he's going to be even harder. So let's give him a critical attack and knock him
What
out.
did the bot do just then? Mini barrage? What was that?
Yeah, that's just offensive attack.
Gravity?
What did we say last time?
I don't know if I picked the right thing last time.
Try A.
Pressure, okay.
There you go.
Which synonym contains an adverb, an action of a describing an action. Usually, friend Thomas, allergic. It's a broken watch.
It's C. Let me give it to you because we want to make sure we critical attack here.
That's right, folks. Inner city schools right here, education. Describe the slope of the line connecting stars. 𝐈𝐧𝐶. So that's a positive slope.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. I had to wait for your confirmation.
All right. This should be a whole
Chuck.
perfect title here.
So there's no gore, there's no blood, there's just just spacey looking
Yep.
items. Oh,
So,
2 boxes.
There you go. Right. So perfect score gets you a bonus crate.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
All right, you got some.
I got.
You actually got two things. You got one from each crate. So
Oh, right here. This
the
one
blue
shows
one
shirts or
should have
jackets.
stats on it. So if you check out your bag,
So I've
this
got
goes
uncommon
on
plus speed.
They both have stats on it.
Plus 2. So this one's obviously better. So, boom.
So that goes on your back.
Oh, that's my back.
So it's gonna clip through that shirt.
Nice.
I'm assuming. Let's see.
Sweet. So I got basically a armor.
Right.
In essence.
Right. And
2
there's
health.
a set.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole set called 𝐭𝐞 armor on this map, and if you get all the pieces, your character is pretty. I would argue if you know your stuff and you have that set, you can breeze through the game, or at least this zone you could.
So nothing.
You can't go in there yet, but we've got a lot of plans around.
Looking for a little house on the prairie here.
Got a lot of plans about what we're gonna do with that schoolhouse.
Okay, so I see on my map. So we'll do another battle here before we finish out. Oh, there's the school again. Just following the map in the top right corner here for everybody watching. Thanks to all those. We've had quite a consistent viewership of about 10 today, so cool. Thanks everybody. Okay, now we've got a tornado with a stick and a manhole cover on it. Okay, and a lizard.
This may be a tough fight.
Oh my gosh!
You may see what happens when you
level
lose
are these
here.
guys? All right, who should I attack first?
I would go for the little one. Let's go for man to fill. I mean, this is a toss-up, and we've got a crit.
My.
We've got a crit, or this is
Man,
gonna be rough.
the rocket fin when the rocket flight to maintain directional stability, right?
Yep.
Okay. Quadrant 4 coordinates to have negative x value and a positive y value. Negative x value, which is x. No, it's false.
Right.
Because it has a positive there. A blank is the type of rocket that is used to send satellites to other spacecraft. Ooh, a carrier rocket, missile.
Yeah.
Launch vehicle.
D. Yep.
Launch vehicle. Sounds right. Let's go! Come on. I know you can't hear the sound, but you probably have the sound playing in your head.
Oh, you know what I have to say, especially with the theme song and stuff. I gotta admit, I never got sick of it after all, thousands and thousands and thousands of plays. So I got a lot of respect for our composer Bill Bressler and our sound guy, Roger Middenway. These guys did a really good job with that stuff. Go after. You're going after. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I would. You know how it goes. Stick on one of them.
Okay, so I'll stick with the rock dude. Oh no! You sunk my battleship. Oh my gosh. Heal myself. Heal.
You can't.
No.
Don't defend. Yeah, you just knock it. Just go for the knockout.
Okay. Big Dipper should one coordinate and be this. And the star very good looking. Quadrant is Mirak. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's 10. Let's see, 0.
That's right.
0, 10. 0 positive 10. Okay.
Oh, we both wrong?
No, it was 10. That's what I thought. It was 10.
Oh, that's
0.
right. That's right. I'm like over here, like giving you the wrong answer.
No.
All right. Well, now we know what I'm win. So in defeat, you get nothing.
Dun, dun, dun. And I respawn.
Yep. You
back
just spawn
at
back
my in the same area.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Oh,
and,
I came in.
Okay. The function of the demo, honestly, is to just get feedback. So what we want to know is. Was stuff hard to read? How's it working on your computer? What would make it fun? What didn't you like? Or and if we hear why am I spawning all the way back at the beginning, then that's the type of stuff we can take into consideration. That's not a big deal.
I mean, how big is the map? Is there a map?
Yeah, those buttons don't work yet. The map is not super big. You can run to the end of it.
Okay.
I would say it's enough to give us enough room to put a lot of quests in here.
What I don't like about World of Warcraft is that you have to go to a graveyard and run all back to your body, but it does show you where your body is.
Yeah, these maps are considerably smaller, so I know those corpse runs in Warcraft could take you 5 minutes or something. Like
all right, what do we hear? This another.
This is just what we consider like a placeholder base. So I think one of the quests are going to be that you run in here, you pull a switch, and that shuts down the portal.
I do like that I can jump pretty high. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's also a placeholder. The double jump, we've debated getting rid of it, so that's all stuff
No.
that.
All right, let's fight whatever this is. Okay, let's see. Oh,
This is another one
final
that's
match.
really
I'm having
tough.
too much fun. Oh my gosh, here we go. Go for the Sir first. I could use this. Which of the following scientists created a successful duo by launching the first liquid-fueled rocket? Oh, well, sure, I know that.
It's D.
Someone Google, guys. True, false. Each day the Earth makes one complete revolution around the sun. No, it is false. I had that one earlier. One polygon displayed the quadrants 1 and 4, so
Yeah, so you're going to
quadrilateral.
start seeing, the way we have it now, you do start seeing the same questions. So we can add more questions to these packs, or it just depends on the feedback that we get and how it works. Repetition, good, because then you start to understand things.
Yeah.
We also know that sometimes you just start seeing the right answers and you stop reading the question and you're not learning anything at that point.
Yeah.
So to safeguard against that, we can have different questions with the same answer bank, so it's dangerous to just press an answer without reading the question.
All right, who did more damage here? We'll pull
Yeah,
down
you should
160.
get psych out of there.
Okay.
If left unchecked, that one will take out your whole
So
squad.
I can't use him right now because it's his turn. It's Botley's turn.
Yeah, it's Botley's turn.
Okay, I see. Okay, I'm following. I forget how turn-based works.
Yeah. The bottom left will show you whose turn it is, and the top right is showing you what you have targeted.
Okay. All right, we had the opposite. So here's the one. I think I had to. Pick one of the words. Okay, two of the words. So opposite of extraordinary was meager.
Yep.
Okay. So Alioth to Migris. So that's a -1. It looks like. Oh. Let's see. -1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3.
I think it's
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's C.
Let's go. Blank needs to push for. Okay, so we did a blank system is a machine that produces propulsion means. Propulsion means, right?
Yep.
Yes. Go get wrecked, other dude flying with a helicopter head. Who's your father? Okay.
Bubba.
All right. Okay, so I want to heal now. Just because I died
Yeah,
last
well,
time.
good luck. Good luck getting that one to work. I feel like this is
that
part of
was
the demo. That one doesn't work yet.
All right, so then let's attack this dude and destroy him. Soviet Union. Okay, we did legs and feet for this one.
Yep.
That's cool. There's no stars, so quadrant 3. Like, is it time for rugby? Just satellites to speak out. What do we see? Launch vehicle?
That was A. Yep.
Yes.
See, maybe we get some more loot this time.
So we got questions repetitive, but you can add questions in as a teacher when we get through this whole thing, so which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll always be adding more. You know, so every month you're going to get more questions from us, and we can make the stacks bigger. We can figure out, you know, what the best amount per pack is. But I think the real utility here is you know, your parents and teachers can enter their own. So,
Nice.
oh no, you didn't get any loot that time, but you did get a bunch. So at this point, you can see you're starting to build up those that essence. And if you look at the top left, once you get 50 of one of those, you can unlock a character that takes that type of essence. So yeah, you're getting to the point where you can have a third party member, and that'll be definitely helpful.
Is this my experience level here?
Yeah, so then you can hit level 2. That's another thing. You know, the balancing is still under effect, and I think it always will be. But you know, a level 2 is pretty powerful as compared to a level 1. Yeah.
All right. How do I get back to?
If you go to settings, you can go back to the lab from there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. To lab. Home base. Awesome. Well, this has definitely been pretty amazing. The mechanical world of Dr. Gearbox. We had some good questions in the chat. A lot of excited people in the gaming space. So, walk me through what the next 3 months, 6 months, year looks like for this game.
Good question. So I think honestly, a lot of that is going to be informed by this demo and the type of feedback we get. What we thought and what we have planned in our backlog, what we plan to do is link up. One of the very next tasks for us is to link up armor sets to those battle trivia packs. So in this case, you'll be getting a space suit because you're doing the space pack, the space related pack. So that's work that we're doing, like, you know, over the next couple weeks. big ticket items, multiplayer is our biggest ticket item that we're working on next. So at the very least, we need the ability for people to challenge each other and be able to play that way. And a COPA compliant chat, which means a chat where the language is monitored and that kind of stuff. And then really we need to set it up for a subscription. So we're to this day we've never made $1, right? And we've been putting years into this and our own money into it. So we can't start making money until we do the connectivity with our partners to do the subscription type stuff. So that's definitely going to be relatively soon on the roadmap. But I think what we're really trying to figure out here is this something you'd pay for? Because if it's not, we're going to have to put more stuff in here until people are comfortable. So those are some of the short-term things. Crafting, player housing, those are some of the big ticket items. There's sitting behind that, porting it to mobile devices. Is like that's a much bigger ticket item that would come later for sure. The one thing we didn't look at today, and I don't think we really need to, is everything that you were doing is tracked on the parent's dashboard.
Nice.
So if you were to look at that right now, all the different topics that you just saw, whether it be math or science or English, that's all represented in graphs. So you can drill down from the highest level of, say, science. You can drill all the way down to like whether it was physics, and just keep drilling until you get all the way to the question. So if you're a teacher or a parent, you can not only understand where your kid was going right or wrong with the questions, as far as a topic. If my kid's only a 60% in science, you could figure out where the specific trouble area is in science. And we're gonna bring that even further. So right now you can basically look at your account, but we're gonna be doing the work to make it so a parent can look at all their kids, or a teacher can look at their 30 kids, or a principal can compare classrooms, or a district superintendent can compare 5 different schools against each other, or you can even compare states against each other. There's really nothing stopping us as far as that kind of stuff goes, as long as we're properly tagging the questions. So, it's like a data exercise at that point, and all that stuff is in flight.
I love it. Well, man, Michael, this has been a ton of fun playing this game. I'm glad you could jump on invite sent here and show me all about the game you created through Flamehawk Studios. Do you have any last words you want to talk about of the game?
I heard you mention there were some questions, so at some point, if they were in the chat, I can field those questions after, right?
Yeah, I asked them. It was just the Chromebook question.
Oh, cool. You were asking them. All right, great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, I mean, this is where we're at right now. I think the one thing we would love is just feedback. We want to know, do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you love? What do you hate? What would you love to see in here? Is there a technical issue? Did you try to load it and the game wouldn't load? We test them as a team, but we're limited in what we can get done as a team. So any public feedback right now is like really what we need to figure out what we're going to do next.
Okay. Well, you heard it here from the creator of this amazing game, The Mechanical World of Dr. Gearbox. And please go to Steam, download this game, play it, have your kids play it, write down some feedback, give it to Michael at Flamehawk Studios. You can find him on LinkedIn. You can find Flamehawk Studios on Twitter.
Yeah, even Steam. Steam. There's a place to put feedback in the discussion part of the game, or like Bubba said, we're all over on social media. So message us, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We all we'll get that stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. I'm definitely gonna be excited to keep watching what's happening, and thank you for letting the Varsity Sports Foundation as well be a part of the swag and the cool gear as part of your charitable responsibility there you're giving out. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you, man. The biggest payoff, the biggest goal would be us being able to start sending you checks one day every month. So like that's really what this is all about for us.
Well, cool. That goes right back to help kids have more gaming clubs and curriculum so they could potentially play this game.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, sir. Thank you so much. I'm going to wrap up. You can stay over in our other chat, and you can mute, and then I'll come chat with you after we're done here.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Bubba.
Thanks.
See you there.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we just played this amazing game. I had a ton of fun. The Mechanical World of Dr. Gearbox is available on Steam. You can go and download it. Just Google it, or you can search through Steam in the games. You can also find it in the description of this video. So please check it out. This game definitely has a ton of potential. We'll look at it a little bit more here as we finish up. But I really love the graphics. I love the hype around giving people some thank yous from the Kickstarter, as well as the biggest thing here is probably the ability for teachers and parents to get involved in their kids' education through gameplay. And I've done that through other games that my kids have, and they're a little archaic. The games that they've seen, very much just kind of low graphic, but good questions and good things in there. But man, this has it all. This has the graphics, the open world, and especially when it comes to educating your kids and tracking what they're learning, as well as parents learning, like myself, and seeing what your kids are learning and getting reports, it sounds like. So check this out on Steam. I really appreciate the time we had with Michael, and we're going to finish up here. I'm going to show a couple commercials, and we'll be done, and we will check you out next time on Invite Sent. We're a live show online where we play video games and interview people. Thanks.
What do you have in store for the Empire?
You mind holding on a sec?
Yeah.
Yo, Mike. So what you think?
There's nothing more that we would like than to support all the high school players out there in esports, so we're in.
All right, man. I'll tell the team. We're going to Dallas.
Hey guys, just checking in, making sure you're getting close to our HQ.
Yeah, no, we're actually just about to pull up.
Oh man, that's perfect timing. I was just about to head down to the lobby. I'll see you there.
All right, I'll see you in a sec.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get out.
Varsity Esports Foundation. Founded in December 2018, the Varsity Esports Foundation was created by a group of esports professionals. Our mission is to create an inclusive, safe, and aspirational network of gaming communities for all. The Varsity Esports Foundation is a 501c3 organization established to offer financial assistance to schools and to provide a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports. We have 4 foundation goals. 1. Build a network of inclusive gaming communities. 2. Create scholarships for students within these communities. 3. Ensure a safe environment for all players. And 4. Promote gaming literacy across the ecosystem. The foundation has funds for a limited amount of assistance to support schools with league fees and/or computer equipment. For more information, please visit us at varsityesportsfoundation.org. Varsity Esports Foundation, a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports.